Ah, Clive.
Talia. How's Jill?
Recovering, but she still needs her rest.
Of course. Take good care of her, won't you?
I'll do my best. Oh, Gav was looking for you. He said he had something to show you in the shelves.
The shelves? Oh, that's right. He went to us. He must have found something.
Don't keep Gav waiting. He seemed excited.
Yeah.
Been doing Mid's bidding, have you? Yes, you like me.
Jill looked white as a sheet when they brought her back.
Clive, where have you been? I've been wanting to ask you something about Torgal. Where did you get him, like, in the first place?
My father brought him back from one of his expeditions into the Northern Territories. They were crossing a snowfield when they heard his cries, and seeing no sign of his pack, they took him in.
What do you reckon, Tones?
It certainly adds weight to the theory. Clive, I believe that Torgal may be no mere hound, but a rare frostwolf, an animal native to the far northern reaches of Valisthea. In one of our oldest bestiaries, I found reference to a frostwolf who served as guardian to an ancient queen of the north. Such was his mastery over ether, he could cast magics on command. His name was Fenrir.
Fenrir the Frostwolf.
Now, the annals do not state it explicitly, but I have reason to believe this queen was a dominant of Shiva, a girl from the Northern Territories and her faithful hound. One awakens as the dominant of Shiva, and the other?
You're saying that Jill granted Torgal his powers?
What?
Just like Fenrir. People called him my hound, but Torgal and Jill were inseparable. He grew up as a faithful companion to the dominant of Shiva, and years later, his powers awake just when his master needed him the most.
You're right. If it weren't for Torgal blasting those bastards to Kingdom Come...
Quite. Though Torgal's his latent birthright as of it had only to be unlocked.
Oh, get you, Torgal.
You're an even finer...
And regarding your original concern, you need not fear for Torgal. Why, the beast has the appetite of a behemoth. Just this very morn, I found him with his nose.
There you are! I've been looking everywhere for you. Bernard's here. I need you to introduce us so we can get to work. Isn't it brilliant?
It is.
Well, I couldn't have done it without you. You and everyone else. But I promise I'll pay you back. I'm gonna work my fingers to the bone for you lot. Starting right now. Just you wait. I'll make wonders like...
Then I look forward to seeing. Now that that's settled, I wonder if Vivian's made any progress tracking down Kupka.
I wish Miss
I think I'll wait till Mid's away to take a tour of her dungeon.
Blackthorn may be the manliest of men, but he does lack...
How goes the hunt for Coop?
Largely in circle. We have myriad sightings of strange soldiers in unexpected places. If only we knew for certain by what route he left Rosalie.
Well, if anyone can piece this puzzle together, it's you. And I'm willing to wait as...
What?
Word that be...
Do you know, Clive? I believe it a mercy that you didn't inherit your father's throne.
You have nothing to worry about on that front. I won't be claiming it.
That is a relief.
Clive, have you got a minute? We, have a guest.
A guest?
For your trouble.
It was a pleasure, in hindsight.
Uncle Byron? Clive, my boy! Tap a cask and stoke the ovens for your favourite uncle is here!
The Dalmekian government sues for peace. How shall we respond?
If they're willing to accept their fault in the matter, I see no reason to refuse them.
Still, we must insist on substantial reparations. Twinside stores are not as bottomless as reported.
Aye, and we have many more mouths to feed. We shall just have to have the Dalmeks empty their treasuries for us.
Of course, none of this would have been possible without your timely intervention, Prince Olivier.
Indeed, I doubt any of us would have had the courage to trade words with the mighty Titan, nor less the wit to win him over.
The Empire owes you a great debt.
May the blessing of the crystals go with you, Your Highness.
May the blessing of the crystals go with you.
Very good.
Now, let us come to the question of precisely when the Dalmeks will withdraw their troops.
Dion's fire could rid us of them in mere moments. The men of the Fist will not withdraw until a peace treaty is concluded. So let us keep the negotiations open, give them time to gather what gold and trinkets they can, and once they deliver that which we demand, what worth is a piece of parchment?
Your Radiance, were Prince Dion to take the field, the enemy would surely send their own dominant to meet him. And while His Highness would of course prevail, there would be heavy losses on both.
You need not fear Hugo Kupka. He is engaged on the Western Front. Even were the Dalmeks to send for him, he would not arrive in time. As much as I would enjoy witnessing a clash between Bahamut and Titan, it is not to be.
And what of your subjects, Your Radiance? If the fighting spread to the city proper, the people would bear the brunt of it.
There will be losses, it is true. Yet for every citizen who falls, another can be bred. For every home that burns, another can be built. The Empire will live on. Dion?
Yes, sire.
Prepare for battle.
But sire...
Do not make me repeat myself. Return to your camp and await my orders.
If that is your wish, Your Radiance, I shall depart at once. May Gregor forgive you.
What do the astrologers augur?
The stars are in agreement, Your Radiance. The shadow of treachery hangs over Prince Dion.
So Annabella's tales were true. You disappoint me, Dion.
What on earth is Uncle Byron doing here? Only one way to find out.
The little ones have been up to their old tricks again.
How did you find...
Through the good offices of young Sir Wade. He really is, as are you, I hear. The Guardians and those they freed tell the most outland, which is why I came. To learn the full truth of the matter.
You were working with the Guardians of the Flame to evacuate the people of Rosalith de Portisol.
I was, aye.
Then I have questions for you. Please.
Gladly. There are 2,000 gold talents in those chests. See that they're added to my nephew's coffers, would you?
2,000?
And I'm afraid that is all...
A fleet sailing south past Port Isolde.
Forgive me for not being able to tell you more. I hadn't the faintest idea Kupka withdrew wounded from Rosalith. Still less that my own
What do you think, Vivian?
Come here and I'll show you. It is known that Kupka's forces entered Rosaria via its unguarded coast. So can the same be said of your visitors from Waloed? Certainly her Royal Navy is famed for the efficiency with which it bears her knights from one battlefield to the next. And in the Einherjar, or Black Galleon, she boasts a vessel nigh as swift, and every bit as feared as the kingdom's legendary cavalry. A fitting flagship for a land apart, her naval presence being crucial to her ambitions beyond Ash. Yes, it seems safe to assume that the Royalists did indeed enter Rosaria from the sea. So then, had you a vested interest in Titan's survival, whither would you take him? Why, home to Drake's Fang, a place rich enough in ether to conjure the magics needed to mend his hurts. But would that not entail an arduous voyage around the southern cape? Let us say that the Royalists did put ashore with a mind to spirit Kupka away from under your very nose. Could that truly have been their plan for him? to load him aboard one of the ships flying Republican colors sighted off the coast near Port Isolde. To spend weeks at sea, being tossed hither and yon by unforgiving waves, his life hanging in the balance. No. The journey would mean Titan's death, and Kupka's faithful creatures would not allow it. So what then was the plan of our Waluda friends? Reports suggest they made not for the coast, but for the desert. And by cutting through the Velcroy, a party traveling light would have Titan back in his bed days before a galley could lurch into port. To wit, it was the Royalists, not the Republicans, who effected Hugo Kupka's safe retreat. I would stake your life on it.
So it was the Waludas who spirited the wretch away. Now I think about it, there was something a little strange about the ships I saw. The men seemed almost crestfallen, as if in mourning, as if they believed, or were made to believe, that their master was dead.
You have a keen mind, Lord Rosfield. And you have your answer. To find Kupka, you have merely to follow the Royalist trail across the Velcroy. It may well have gone cold by now, but as they say in the Republic,
allow me to accompany you. As luck would have it, I had intended to journey Canberward on business after visiting you here. The Fang...
I'd be glad of the company. Give me a moment to make ready.
Very...
Mid's finished outfitting her little workshop, I hear.
Otto, Kupka's at Drake's Fang. I'll be leaving...
You're not going in there alone, are you?
Don't worry. I'm not going there to destroy the Mother Crystal. I won't risk any more than I have to.
The Lancer and the Fang are all Kupka's personal fief. You have any trouble on the way, you ask for Rosina Dalamil. Some call her the Desert.
Who is she?
An old associate of Sid's. And only Sid's. All I know is the name, and that they used to meet. We've heard nothing from her since he died. But I'm thinking maybe the new Sid might be able to bring her back.
Thanks.
So, what about your uncle?
Don't look so worried. He'll be coming with me. Gav, Otto, I'm leaving you two in charge.
You can count on us.
All right, Uncle.
We shall. I was a young man when last I walked this path. There's an old trading post not far from here. The road to Drake's Fang leads through it.
The trading post it is.
Our destination lies over that dune, beyond the ruins. Mark 'em well, Clive. It's all too easy to lose one's bearings in the sands. years ago, when you were just a boy, you and I rode this way, accompanying your father on a scouting expedition to Drake's Flag.
You let me come with you?
I'm not surprised you don't remember. It was just before Joshua was born. You were so eager to be there when your brother arrived that you whipped your chocobo too hard on the journey home and fell from the saddle. I shall never forget how Elwyn fussed over his saddle, falling like a
Who do you think those soldiers were?
So, Lord Cook has finally made his move.
Ah, there she is. The good old Dalamil Inn. Do you know, this heat has given me quite a thirst. A drink before we press on?
Look, there. Those are Ashen steeds. No doubt about it.
And such a long ride from Stone here. Our Waluda friends must be soothing their saddle sores in the inn. Shall we join them? Run along and play now, Torgal. Dogs aren't allowed inside.
Good day to you. Eating?
Sorry about my pal. He only talks when his mouth's full. What do you recommend?
Well, if you're after something light, we do a fine chocobo soup with lentils and honey.
2 bowls of that, then. An ale.
Right you are.
Hey, girl!
Coming!
Your pal? Would you rather be my squire?
Grace, it is plain you are not yet well enough to travel. If you would only let me take you to someone who can better attend to your ills.
No, we must press on. Prince Dion has returned to his camp and will soon depart for the front. I must speak with him at all costs. Miss this chance and I may never get another. You do understand that?
Yes, Your Grace. But you must at least agree to take your medicine. I'll fetch you some water.
Keep watch, they tell us. But all I see is sand.
I hear they got our guest back to the Fang without any trouble. We'll be leaving soon enough.
Why the Lord Commander dragged us all this way just to save that blockhead skin, I'll never know. Dominant or not, he's a bloody idiot.
That'll be Cooker, then.
Well, let's get this down us. We've a long way to go.
Hey, you!
Uncle?
Sorry.
Can you walk, Your Grace?
What's wrong?
I fear trouble may be brewing downstairs.
You two are travelers, are you not? Me and my companions are strangers here. Perhaps you'd be good enough to accompany us a while. Help us find our way.
Sorry, lads, but we've got business in camera that can't wait.
Ah, I'm sure you could spare us an hour or two.
Come on.
Friend.
I'm afraid we don't have a moment to lose. Friend. Stay back, Uncle.
Gladly.
It's the outlaw! Thank you!
Bravo, my boy! Just like that!
For your trouble.
Word of advice, miss. That soup could do with a touch more salt.
Now's our chance. Your Grace?
I'm fine.
Clive? What is it now?
It's nothing. Let's go.
Well, we didn't know where to find Kupka before. We do now.
The Royalists said it themselves. Their guest is in the...
Ah, they've closed the road. And it's the only way from here to the Fang. It would seem Lord Kupka is not accepting visitors at present.
We have to get through that gate.
Not by force, I trust. We've attracted quite enough unwanted attention already.
By guile, then. Perhaps the Desert Hare can offer us her aid.
Rosina Dallam, but how will we find her? We know...
And that she was working with Sid's other collaborators have all been people of means. I'll wager this Rosina Dallamel is the same.
That would certainly help to narrow the search. We need only inquire as to who is in charge.
And that's exactly what I mean.
Looks like we won't be getting back to Drake's Fang anytime soon.
Well, it's not like we've got a reason to.
The gate is closed by order of Lord Kupka. Any attempt to gain passage to Drake's Fang will be punished with arrest and incarceration.
Light it, for Gilbert's sake. You're a bear.
Anything I can help you with, Allow me. My good man. We represent one of the oldest and greatest trading houses. We're seeking to expand our business in the region and would very much like to make the acquaintance of Dallamel's leading entrepreneur.
Well, we're best known for our baths, our markets, and our smithies. I suppose you could do worse than start your search at one of those.
Thank you. You've been most helpful. Oh, you wouldn't happen to know a lady?
No. I can't say I do.
Well, thank you.
What do you want?
I won't keep you long. I'm looking for a woman by the name of Rosina Dalamil.
Never heard of her. Is that all?
One more question. If I wanted to find the richest trader in town, where would you recommend?
Well, that's easy. The Briar's Kiss. Won't find a finer smithy this side of the street. The owner's only a young sprig, but he's got all the right ideas.
The Briar's Kiss, you say?
I doubt this young sprig is the person we're looking for. You said Sid's contact was likely to be an influential sort. Influence comes with age and experience, believe you me.
Can I help you?
Yes, I'm looking for a long-standing pillar of your community, I believe. From old.
Then you should ask further. He's been here for years. Knows the place and its people like the back of his hand. Try the baths. That's where you'll usually find.
Thank. Well, it sounds like we have our man.
Perhaps. Let's go and find out exactly what this Furder knows.
Hanging lanterns, keep the darkness from your door.
Excuse me. Are you Furder?
I am. Can I help?
I hope so. You've lived here for some time, is that correct? Do you know Rosina Dalamil? We believe she may be a...
And what business do you have with the dead?
She was a close friend of mine. I was hoping she might...
Very well. Go to the bordello.
Just look! Do you think we can trust him?
Only as far as I think.
So you're the ones who've been sniffing around?
I beg your pardon?
Don't play the fool. Stick your nose in our business and you're likely to lose it.
Stay down!
Who are you working for? Him or her?
Him. The boss. He wanted us to test you.
Though one could hardly call that a test.
Lord Furder?
Look what the cat dragged in.
Your skill with a blade is rare indeed, my lord. A fitting talent for an outlaw.
You know who I am, so what now? Call in the men of the Rock and
That isn't my decision to make. Our work is done. Take him to meet his precious Rosina. She will be interested to make his acquaintance.
Yes,
To the Lock of Leisure.
Fresh bread, warm from the oven.
The most fragrant herbs and spices.
The finest fabric.
Is this the place?
So it was the young. So much for Rosina Dalamil being a woman of experience.
It was an easy mistake to make, Uncle. After all, it must have been years since Sid last saw her. Sorry, him. Whoever this Lubor truly is, he's clearly a man of means.
I'll see that he gets it.
Lubor, Lord Furder told me to bring them to you.
My boys tell me you're in need of assistance. Sid the Second? I won't waste your time. I need passage through the south gate. Tell me, what do you think is a merchant's most important commodity? Why, trust. Everyone knows that. Without it, you have nothing. And nothing is exactly what you have. And so, for you, I, too, have nothing. I'm not in the business of helping every lost puppy that wanders in off the street. I'm a busy man, as you can see.
Let's leave this mummer to his farce.
By all means. Find someone else to help you on your way. Just be sure to tell them you're not the two travelers from the inn the guards are looking for. Don't want them jumping to conclusions, do we?
Why, you...
So, what do we need to do to earn your trust? I like this one. Willing to do whatever it takes to get what he wants. Ha! Men like you have a special place in my heart. Why, you ask? Because they get me what I want. Always. Fine. So what do you want?
Don't tell me you're going to listen to this swaggering scruff!
We might as well hear him out. It's only natural that an ally of Sid's would seek assuming he is an ally, of course. 5 years ago, he would have still been a boy. And yet even then I had more good sense than a man, 5 times my age? But enough of the pleasantries. I want you to put an end to the trouble and return to me when you have done so, and you shall have my aid. Until then, I bid you good...
What trouble? If you're going to give us orders, be clear about them, damn you.
Manners, Greybeard. One catches more damselflies with...
What did you...
My apologies. A word, follow the Oh, but that was 3. Oh, I'm making this too easy.
Ha! It will be easy. Solving his little riddle should be... Let us divide our forces, Clive. I'd rather not drag this parlor...
I thought we were the only ones causing trouble in Delamil. Excuse me. Is it true that...
You've heard, then?
I've heard rumours.
Damn thieves. Pilfering the Us common folk have hardly had a shard to share, and it isn't as if we can buy them on the black market, either.
Do you have a moment?
Depends what for.
Just a question. Delamil seems to be thriving compared to the other villages I came through on the way.
Well, we're a stone's throw from Drake's Fang, for one. The men of the Rock throw their money about like there's no tomorrow.
Is that so?
Needed to a silken soft.
You wouldn't believe how much he gave me. What can I do for you, soldier? Need that sword polishing?
I'm not a soldier.
Ugh, then be off with you. I serve the men of the Rock and the men of the Rock only.
You have an agreement?
Don't be stupid. I just know which side my bread is buttered. Don't want to be stuck under some pauper when they come knocking. With pockets deeper than Zemeckis and an urge to empty them. No, just leave, will you?
I think I'm starting to get an idea of what's been going on. I wonder if Uncle Byron's learned anything of use. He'll probably be back at the inn by now.
What was all that crashing and banging about before?
It's you, the one who broke all our furniture. What do you want? Haven't you caused enough trouble already?
I'm looking for my pal. Have you seen him?
The gentleman who was with you? Yes, he's upstairs, but...
Thank you. I'll go and fetch him.
The inn's a mess of blood-soaked splinters, thanks to you. The least you can do is let us clean up in peace. I told the guard those soldiers started it. Don't need any more trouble.
Will this suffice as a deposit?
By the sands.
That's one of the many treasures in my collection that I would be only too happy to part with, should you give me reason to do so.
All right. I'm sure, but not here.
What are you doing up? Care to explain why you're giving gifts to Kupka's men?
Bait, my boy. One cannot catch one's prey without it. And I do believe I've snagged us quite the quarry. I started by asking around the markets. I had no luck, of course. It's forbidden to trade in... But my uncharacteristic indiscretion just happened to attract the attention. They took me aside and said they could procure the crystallized sort if I proved I could...
So the pearl was your proof?
I thought they'd ask for more. A second-rate specimen like that would only fetch 500,000 or so. A small price to pay for admittance to the underworld. But enough about my little act of subterfuge. What did you...
That the supply of crystals has dried up of late. Meanwhile, members of Kupka's private guard have been spending money all over town. I'll wager those soldiers you've been talking to have been siphoning off crystals meant for elsewhere, and pocketing the profits.
I'll wager you're right.
We'll meet with them then, just as you arranged, and put an end to the trouble Lubor spoke of.
Ha! That preening popinjay thought this would be difficult. It just goes to show one should never underestimate a Rosfi. I arranged to meet with the soldiers in a secluded corner of the Velcroy, far from prying eyes.
The perfect place for a spot of double dealing.
Trust I can count on your support if things turn sour.
Of course.
I need to drink.
Fucking men of the wrong. Anytime they pull their snouts out of Cook's trough is when it's dangerous.
$1,000 gil for a measly bunch of Gazal trees.
Lights and butts!
Do you think they'll be back soon? I need a new dress.
Fresh bread, warm from the oven. Take a sniff, good
Yes,
sir.
they're quite sweet.
I'll take it from...
I was beginning to think you weren't coming, my lord.
You've all the silver and stones I could scrape together.
You brought the whole 500 talents.
That was the price we agreed upon, yes? If you've no objections, I'd like...
Of course.
Not bad at all. You weren't lying about the clarity. But what of security? If I were to be stopped on the road, what guarantee have I that it wouldn't be seized as property of the Republic?
Because these crystals are no longer the property of the Republic. You're not buying from us. You're buying from them.
And we have no more jurisdiction here than you, my lord. But we have ships, and will gladly deliver to a port of your choosing, now that our price has been met.
Royalists, eh? What brings you here?
Why, to collect their share of Drake's Fang's blessing, of course. Our nations are allies, and so they are entitled to a portion of the Mother Crystal's bounty. And being such good friends, we elect... And now that these crystals are officially property of the Kingdom of Waloed, we are duty-bound not to interfere.
Did you get all that? They're in cahoots!
So it would seem.
My lord, what is the meaning of this?
Double-crossing dogs. They're not here to do business. Kill them. Kill them both!
It's not over yet, Uncle.
I'm just getting warmed up.
Finished.
Well, that wasn't too bad. How'd you like my performance, huh? I've often played the villain on the stage. I think I did the role justice.
Greybeard, you were magnificent. The battle scene was... Such a shame you didn't have more of an audience, but...
How long have you been watching?
Long enough to witness your uncle's sordid transaction. I hardly expected one so venerable to degrade himself so thoroughly.
This was the trouble you spoke of. The men of the Rock taking crystals meant for the common folk and conspiring with the royal. Well,
indeed it is. The people of Dalamil had scarcely any means of redress against... Until you two came along, that is. Well, we'd better get these crystals back to town. You won't mind waiting with them while I fetch you. It occurs to me that I still don't know your name.
Clive.
So, Sid the Second is a Clive. Well, Clive, you held up your end of the bargain, so I must do the same. To tell the truth, you've helped a little there too. Many of the guards have already been redeployed, and those left behind have been encouraged to look the other way should you attempt to pass.
Thank you. And please allow me to cover your cost. You still have the purse I gave to the soldiers, I trust? I saw you pluck it from one of the bodies.
Oh, dear. Was I really so obvious?
And my name is not Greybeard. It is Lord Byron Rosfield, thank you very much.
No. Thank you.
Of all the... Ugh!
Here. Wear this. Any friend of mine who sees you with it shall be a friend of yours.
Thank you.
And please, feel free to send one of my Stoluses back to your people. Tell them that Rosina Dalamil is back.
Umialo Stellan. Tuisa Gilis.
I'm trusting you, Sid. Or should I say, Clive. So be sure not to let me down. I have a reputation to uphold. Well then.
Thank you.
Not at all.
Come on, Uncle.
Is it true what I'm hearing?
The finest fabrics! Like
Kneaded
the
to a silken softness, like eating a cloud with dust.
Silver platters, sweet incense.
Ha! They've opened the gate.
Lubor was true to his word.
Anything I can interest you in? My thanks. An excellent choice.
We should get going soon. Do you have water?
I'm...
What is it, Lubor?
A question that I neglected to ask earlier. Where is it that you're bound?
To Drake's Fang.
Just as I thought. Then allow me to share a secret. Drake's Fang is currently riddled with royalists. Talmeki and Walud are allies, and as you've seen, their soldiers work hard. But no nation has ever before allowed a foreign army to make a barracks of its holiest...
Not by choice, at least.
And there's more. My man on the inside of the Fang has... I fear there may be more trouble lying in wait. If you're determined to beard the lion's den, then promise me one thing. That you will enter via the mines with a... I've lost one Sid already. If I lose another, people will...
I don't plan on dying. Not before Kupka does, anyway.
Well, so long as you have a plan.
Drake's Fang should be just beyond these springs. Shall we press on?
Come on, girl. The gate's open now. We can press on.
Tell me
There it is. Drake's Fang.
Kupka will be hiding inside.
Along with goodness knows how many guards, all on high. Just alert. You'll need to keep your wits about you if you're to reach him. So be careful.
I will, Uncle.
Before you go, Clive, allow me to apologize. After what befell at Phoenix Gate and the crisis that followed in its wake, I fled. I retreated to my counting house and danced attendance upon the vicereine in the hope it would bring me favor. I betrayed my nation to save my skin, like the coward I am. And I'm sorry.
Uncle, please.
It's not too late, Clive. Rosaria is yours by right, and there are those that would help you to take it back. Had I the courage of my brother, I might already have done so. But that ship has sailed. You, however...
No. Forgive me, but I cannot. I fight to build a new world now. A better world. Where men can live and die on their own terms. I was raised in a nation that strove to improve the plight of bearers. Only later did I realize that spark of freedom did not arise by chance, but was kindled by my father. You would see me follow in his footsteps. And that is exactly what I mean to do. Not by ruling Rosaria, but by extending his ideals to the whole of the twins. Though every soul in the realm may judge my actions heresy, I am certain my cause is just.
You really are just like him, you know. Thank you, Clive, for coming back to me. I am proud to call you nephew. Well then, this is where we must part ways. Wish me luck in convincing my Canvarian friend to share his considerable talents. I mean to plunder his coffers and prove myself worthy of a place in your merry band. Till then, my boy.
Till then, go safely, Uncle.
And you, nephew. We have much to catch up on, you and I. I shall expect you to regale me with the tales of all your adventures when next we meet. You can regale me too, Torgal.
I'm coming for you, Kupka.
rat done to me? Out of my sight, wench! I'll kill you, Rossfield! I'll rip out your heart! I'll tear you limb from limb!
Peace, Hugo. The table shan't hurt you any longer.
He sought to humiliate me. Me! If you hadn't interfered, he would be dead!
You truly believe you would have triumphed had the battle continued?
Titan would have ground him into dust!
And how would he have done that without his head?
Shut up!
You weren't strong enough, and you call yourself a dominant. Or rather, you did.
You mock me, Harbert.
Do you see, Hugo? You are weak.
Fuck!
But so long as that fire burns within you, there is still hope. There may yet be a way for you to take your revenge.
Tell me, what must I do? Please, I'll do anything. Just tell me.
The heart.
What of it?
A mother crystal's heart is the most concentrated source of ether in all creation. Perhaps you could take advantage of that. Of course, the crystal would not yield her blessing to any ordinary man. But then, you are no ordinary man, are you, Hugo? Clive Rossfield stole your power, but others have suffered a similar fate, and still managed to find the strength to conjure their icon. Like Benedicta Harmon. She too drank of the ether and gained a power beyond human understanding.
She did? Benedicta. Benedict. I'll do it. My love. I'll avenge you.
Run along now, Hugo. You need only follow the light. Muthos is here. Very well, it shall be so. You may leave everything to me, Your Majesty.
Did the Royalists bring them from Ash? Are the Beastmen part of the Waluda army now? How the hell did that happen? They spotted us. Over the entire mine. So much for the men of the Rock. Dhalmekia's finest.